Hey y'all, this is the Professor Helps, and I'm coming to you from the edge of my driveway where I'm waiting for the car rental that we picked up so we could do a different trip than we had in mind. And I had decided that this week's message was going to be about what it means to learn something new and, understand that there's more than one way to look at something and blah, blah, blah. What I have decided instead, it is more important to talk about not holding space for people who don't deserve it. And the reason that I'm saying it like this is because yesterday my family ran into an issue and so many people stepped up to help us. It was amazing. Text messages, phone calls, support, just lots of love. And you think that you know how people feel about you, and then something happens and it reminds you that there are people who hold space for you and people who don't hold space for you. And I think that it's so important to look at those people and realize them for the treasures that they are, because people are busy, people have lives, people have their own stuff going on. And something I've been trying really hard to adopt is the idea that it's not personal. Don't take it that way. The flip side of that is when people show up for you and people do things for you and they offer to do something that just blows you away, takes your breath away, and you can't talk, that's something to pay attention to. And I don't think what I'm offering is rocket surgery of an insight. But for me, it was really important to understand there are people in my life who deserve the space I give them, and there are people in my life who don't deserve the space that I give them, and that stops today. And so part of that is the realization that there are people who are there for you and are wonderful, and then there are people who are not there for you and are not so wonderful, and you don't have to put up with it. I've been watching a lot of things on social media that talk about, you have to decide who's important, and you have to decide what's important, and you have to say, you know what, I'm not going to put up with less than excellent treatment. And I think that that's what I'm coming away with this from this experience with, is the idea that the people who are there for you deserve you, and the people who are not don't. And it's not personal. It is the choices that we make that allow us to do the things that we want to do and the things that are important to us. And making space for people who don't deserve it is a disservice to both of you, because basically you're keeping your friendship on life support when there really isn't a friendship there. And one of the things about COVID that has been good is that it has kind of pushed those things to the wayside. The people who are not important, the people who don't show up, they tend to kind of fall away. And the message this week is to not give space for those who don't deserve it. And if you're watching this and you think this is about you and you have somebody that you need to reach out to, go ahead and do that. If you're watching this and you think this is about you and you don't care, maybe examine that too. Like, well, I'm busy. I've got stuff going on. Yeah, we're all busy. We've all got stuff going on. And yet at least 10 people yesterday stopped what they were doing to help us. And that's amazing. And I'm so grateful for that. And it makes me realize how important it is to be there for people myself. And so my goal as we head into this different vacation than we imagined, but I predict will be every bit as fabulous, because we'll be with our family and it's time away. It's going to be great. And I'm really excited about it. And I think that my biggest takeaway from yesterday's calamity is that people show up. People show up. When you need people, they show up. And I think that it's important to pay attention to the ones who show up. And so that's my message. This is the Professor Helps, and this is the Professor signing off.